Hey, what's up guys, your boy Extendo here, back with another video, and we're talking about Tokyo Revengers. Why are we talking about Tokyo Revengers? Because Season 3 came out today, and this is the best arc of the manga, so I want to talk about it, and why the fact that it's getting zero hype is actually pissing me off. Back in 2021, if you guys didn't know, Tokyo Revengers was probably the biggest, or one of the biggest, new gen out there. Something like Jujutsu Kaisen right now, that's probably doing amazing in sales, blowing the records and everything. Yeah. Would you believe me if I told you that Tokyo Revengers was outselling it in a weekly basis sometimes? Yeah, you probably wouldn't, because Tokyo Revengers is just terrible in today's day and age. But back in the day, people actually revered this series as formidable and a good series. So yeah, I'm here to talk about it and the downfall of this series. Can you guys please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button? It really helps me out a lot. Please hit the like and subscribe. It makes me see a lot of new people, see my content and shit. But yeah, thank you so much, and without further ado, let's get into this video. The first time I seen this anime was basically just the opening. I seen the thumbnail of the opening on my suggested for YouTube for like a month before I actually watched the anime, and then I actually got around to watching one day and binged every single episode. I binged episodes on episodes of this anime, and I was there weekly. I hardly ever watch anime nowadays weekly while it's coming out week by week. But this anime, I made an exact exception because I could not miss out a week. And I put all my friends on the show and told them, yo, we gotta hop on Tokyo Revengers every week. Every Saturday, my friends and I will hop in a Discord call, like some Discord mods, and watch Tokyo Revengers. That shit was peak. I think one thing that got people so invested into the show was the unpredictable nature of it. Yes, it is a battle shonen, but it's a battle shonen where even the strongest characters like Draken, Mikey could be killed at any moment in time because there's things like knives and guns in the show, right? Now I know Mikey doesn't end up dying, but Draken, literally the second in command of the Tokyo Manji gang, is literally like almost every arc at risk of dying or something bad happening to it at the end, right? So this unique feel of not knowing what's going to happen was just like perfect for this show. The atmosphere was perfect, the OSTs were perfect, and the show just had Mikey. And Mikey's just like, as a character, I could go on and on about Mikey himself. Like, he's a very, like, I feel like he was a very deep character before this anime got shit. But I will say he does have some of the coolest scenes, and back when he was coming out, he was probably one of the coolest people in anime in general. And this anime is not just all hype too. Like, we have emotional scenes, we have slow scenes, we have scenes where the plot's trying to develop, we have plot twists, hype scenes. Like, there's a lot of hype in this anime. There's a lot of emotional stuff in this anime. This anime has just a mix of everything, which is absolutely, like, it's just perfect. After season 1, I was legit trying not to read the manga, because at that time, I would never read manga ever. Even if an anime was great, even if an anime was amazing, I would never read manga, which is actually very unbelievable now, because I would read a manga if I think an anime is good in like 5 episodes. But yeah, I'm just saying, I was not trying to read the manga because I wasn't trying to get spoiled. But the anime season 1 was just too good, bro. Like, this shit was just amazing. And after it ended, that cliffhanger, I just couldn't contain myself from not reading the manga. So I caught up in literally one day. In the space of 2 days, I read over 200 manga chapters of material for this manga. And I can safely say I didn't regret anything. That shit was peak. Literal peak fiction. Everything from where season 1 ended to the end of the Tenjiku arc, peak fiction, man. Just peak fiction. I kept telling my friends to like read the manga as well, so we could talk about it on a weekly basis. And honestly, yeah, bro, like, the manga was amazing. But this side for season 1. Season 1 is probably one of my favorite seasons of any anime in general. Just the way it builds a plot, just the OSTs, just the fight scenes. Mikey, again, he's just so cool. I can't get enough of Mikey. But that whole season 1 vibe, even the time it was coming out, was just perfect. Like, it all felt perfect. You know what I mean? The vibe of Tokyo Revengers was perfect at the time it was coming out. But yeah, honestly, season 1 was just peak, man. I just couldn't contain myself from reading the manga. The reason why the manga was just so good is because season 1 gets you already super invested in the plot, the story and the characters, that when you get to the manga and the new like nice ass arcs come, the Black Dragons, Tenjiku, even the Bond 10 arc, all these arcs hit different. Because first of all, it makes you fuck with the characters. Second of all, it makes you fuck with the story. So you're always wondering what could happen next. And that question of what could happen next is literally what Tokyo Revengers was. You never know what could happen next, bro. And that's what made it my favorite new gen at the time. Like, it was my favorite new gen by far. I didn't think a single new gen was my favorite. The twists, the fight, the character development. This manga was just amazing. Until it wasn't. Watching the anime for the first time and seeing Kisaki do what he did, I was just wondering, why the fuck is he doing this all the time? So when the reason is revealed at the end of the Tenjiku arc, it literally had me like look at it and not give a fuck about him anymore as a character. Because this guy might be the most devious guy in the series, killing the same person over and over in the future, making new gangs, doing all this for a girl? Now listen, I know people are going to be saying in the comments, but Takamichi is doing everything for her too. But this is not the same things. These two things do not correlate. In the first few episodes for Takamichi, yes, of course it is. Yeah, he's doing it for Hina. But after we see what Takamichi's life literally was without Hina and the path that he went down, he was literally a bum in the future. A bum, getting bullied by little kids, bullied by his boss that's younger than him, saying sorry all the time. His life basically just went to shit without her. And it wasn't just Hina that he lost too. He also lost his friends in the future. So this second chance of going back in the past is more of like a second chance of him redeeming his life. And over the way, yes, he is doing it to save Hina, but over the way he does do it to save his friends, save Mikey, Draken, other people too. So yeah. We know where Takamichi ends up without Hina. Now, Kisaki, without Hina, is still the boss of the #1 mafia gang in the world. So, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, even if she dies in the future, Kisaki is still chilling. She's dead in the future. Takamichi's future is even, like, it's already shit. It gets even worse. Like, it's just fucked. Like, Kisaki, you had one convo with her and you fell in love with her. It just makes no sense. I don't know why the author would make Kisaki's grand motivation a girl. I hate how authors put this whole theme of love and girls and making people do shit. Oh, if I hear anyone in the comments saying, oh, but it's realistic though. No, it's not realistic, bro. I'm not going to go kill someone because they rejected me, bro. I don't care if I'm a boss leader, if I'm a freaking Yakuza. I'm not doing that. I mean, when I first heard about Kisaki's character, I thought his backstory would be something like this. Play the clip.
なんで俺が命を狙われるんですかドラケン君妃はマイキーに心酔してたでもそれがいつの間にか憎悪に変わっていた妃はマイキーの大事なもん全てを奪いたいんだよ妃マイキー君
Even after this terrible motivation Kisaki had, I will give Ken Wakui a slide because the rest of the story and the Tenjiku arc on its own, that arc is just freaking brilliant. It's just a brilliant arc through and through. So I'll give him a pass for this. You know, the story up to this point was still good. It was still a good story, enough to be my favorite new gen. But Kisaki, I don't know why the hell your motivation is a girl. Like, that's just kind of shit to me still. And yeah, honestly, Kisaki, shit. Moving on. In my opinion, when this series really started to show its flaws, it was in the 3 Deities arc. An arc where we are led to believe that Mikey is the final antagonist, and we have to team up with there's 3 strong people in Tokyo at this time. We have Brahman, Roku Haratana, and Kanto Manji. Leaders is freaking Mikey, that's one of them, then Kawaragi Senju, and South. We are led to believe that these 2 new characters and these 2 new gangs are led to be able to rival Mikey in strength. Because at this point, we haven't seen anyone who's on Mikey's level in terms of strength, right? So, this shit already gets me hype. The beginning of this arc is hype as shit. So then we cut over to see what Draken's doing in the past, and yeah, he's doing his own shit. But I thought these characters, like the hype for these characters was already high when we heard that they're as strong as Mikey. when they get introduced and we see their exact designs and their behaviors and shit, bro, the hype rose through the roof. And honestly, bro, this arc had the most potential, I think, out of every arc in this manga as a whole. But once again, the main plot of this three deities battle, where the three deities are the strongest, three most influential gangs in Japan, will clash, and only one of them will come on top. We meet Senju, the leader of Brahman, and South, the leader of Roku Aratandai. Both of them are fucking demons. But personally, I was just a Senju fan because she gave off Mikey vibes and she was just trippy as shit. Anyway though, Takamichi and Draken end up joining her gang with a plan for the two of them to take care of Mikey by defeating him and letting her and her gang fight South. With the plan set, Takamichi took quite a few chapters getting to know Senju and risen that bitch up. Then, finally, they plan a date to the amusement park where basically Senju's about to get shot by the ops and Takamichi runs in a way to save her. Meanwhile, Draken arrives and saves them both. Or so we thought. Because this motherfucker Draken just drops to the ground 3 panels later with 3 holes in his body. Just here, we get an emotional scene for Draken's death. And yeah, my thoughts on the sequence was, what the fuck is going on? After the last arc, I thought the author wanted to end the series. I was wrong, and this guy time leaps into the past once again. I didn't think any major characters would die, but I was wrong. Then he just goes and kills Draken, yeah, the second most popular character in the series. And he also the first guy Takamichi ever saved right here. So this is unexpected as shit, but I think, contrary to a lot of popular opinions, this was a good idea from the author. Listen, Draken's a character that we, in a million years as the audience, would not expect the author to kill. Especially since we saved him already like 3 times. But killing him off, like, I feel like going into this arc, we see oh yeah, if anyone can bring Mikey back to darkness, it would be Takamichi and Draken. Those are the 2 people who are closest to him. But what happens if Draken's taken out the picture? If Draken dies, Mikey would just fall deeper and deeper into the right? So that's exactly what happened, and that made it very interesting. And now it's just like, oh, Takamichi. Will Takamichi be able to do this shit? I don't know. But after this shit, bro, the hypest shit ever happens. And South, the dude who ends up who got his gang to shoot Draken and kill him, eventually pulls up to that exact spot where Draken's death is, with his whole gang behind him, and says, alright, yeah, I'm just smoking on that Draken pack. What are you guys gonna do? Then the situation just escalates from there. Draken, he's dead. South's whole gang is here. Senju brings her whole gang there, and they're about to bang out in this amusement park in the rain. Just then, they all hear one motorcycle come, and we finally see Mikey's gang. And Mikey's gang all pulls up, and you know Mikey's cheese because Draken pulled up. The main thing about this though is nobody ever knows if Mikey even knows that Draken's dead at this point. Nobody really knows. So the anticipation is even more building up. Like, yo, what if he doesn't know and he finds out during this battle? That might make it hype as hell. But yeah. The fight starts out hype as shit as the 3 deities are all in one spot. The 3 strongest gangs, the 3 strongest people all in this period are all in one spot. Draken just died. Everyone's bloodlusted right now. This is the perfect environment to have this battle. It's raining. It's sick. So the war starts, and South gets matched up with these 2 individuals called the Legendary Duo. Now, we get some lore about the Legendary Duo and how strong they were, but honestly, I saw this as a bait to like, oh yeah, these guys are strong as shit, but he's gonna beat them and upscale them. That's what I thought, right? So I wasn't too like hyped for this battle. But the next chapter completely changed my hype, like to another, like an astronomical level. I've never seen my hype for a weekly manga this crazy. Because bro, this dude South pulled out a Dark Impulse. When he pulled out this Dark Impulses, I was just like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, we seen his backstory. We knew he was a demon. But bro, bringing out Dark Impulses, the thing Mikey has, like, oh my gosh. That just made me even more hyped for South. And the way he just took no regard, just literally brutally brutalized the Legendary Duo and left them on the floor. That was amazing. But the hype doesn't end there, as Senju pulls up right behind South and says, hey, come here, let's fight. And she's facing down with him. Her versus South, they're about to get it. And I'm hyped. This whole week I was hyped. The hype was on another level here. But yeah, we're going to see what happens next. It's all downhill from here. Now with the fight between Senju and South kicked off, I thought that this fight would be 3 or 4 chapters, given how these characters are 2 of the strongest in the series, respectively. And we also have barely even seen them fight, so we can see how strong each of them are individually, right? But I was disappointed with this chapter and this fight only being like 2 chapters long, and it also gets interrupted. Listen, I like that first chapter of Senju showing, you know, who she actually is and shit. But I feel like Senju's character has been such a waste throughout Tokyo Revengers. She had such a sick introduction. She was so cool. She was out here kicking people and shit. Bro, you're gonna tell me she loses to South because South just grabs her leg and throws her across like a child? Come on. Let's keep it a buck here. Does anyone actually think that when these 2 pulled up and Senju landed that kick on South's head, that South would just end this fight by just throwing Senju aside and then going to fight Mikey? It's just unreasonable. Like, all it screams here is just rushed. That's all I see coming out of this, like, these panels here. But next, you know, Mikey pulls up, and this was a hype ass moment too, because we actually get to see how Mikey does know about Draken's death, and Mikey has just completely gone berserk. Another disappointment, by the way, because he pulls up, and what seems to be the fight of the night, you know, WrestleMania, UFC, like the best fight, the main event of this battle, felt like a filler fight for Mikey. He just absolutely decimated South. After he decimates South, I lost all hope in this manga, because the unpredictability took a big hit after this. People don't really realize how bad it is to have your strongest character absolutely no diff your second strongest character. I get it. Mikey's supposed to be portrayed as the strongest. Sure, he's the invincible Mikey. Sure, but South literally called the unparalleled South. You gave him dark impulses for what? You gave him a sick backstory for what? You made him interrupt his fight with Senju for what? To get killed in the next couple chapters? I get it. Okay, Mikey's get back was cool. Sure, he got back, he brutalized South, like South's been brutalizing other people, but bro, it's not the same, bro. Mikey just came in and anticlimactically just destroyed, like, seeming like the main antagonist of this battle, and now Mikey's the main antagonist, so like, it's just disappointing. And then he just goes on a rampage and just defeats everyone easily, and it's just like, at this point, I'm just like, what the hell is even happening in the series? This is not the same series I fell in love with. The same series that was unpredictable. Same series that was about gangs. Same series about all this shit. This is just disappointing. Like, this arc could have been so much better. So much better. If you just did these fights right. If you just did things right. Set up for the future more. Like, you know, like, it's just like, it feels really rushed. And yeah, it's just trash. The series felt like what it was supposed to be, like a cool down arc for a couple chapters after this, and what everyone thought was that Takamichi was going to get finally some training. I'm all for having a mentally strong MC compared to a physically strong character in Mikey and Takamichi, but come on. At one point in a shonen manga, your MC needs to develop to actually be able to use his fists a little bit. But no, we're going to give him a character, like, we're going to give him a training arc, which isn't even really like a training arc. He just comes back and learns how to throw some punches. And Matt Senju is about to explain how the dark impulses even happened to Mikey, like how they started. That's what we thought she was going to explain. But it more so came over as a, oh, I don't know how they like started, but this is the first time I see them, right? That's how she was basically explaining it. But the community took that in the wrong way and thought this is how they started. It was just such a stupid portrayal, like a stupid scene. Does this scene even need to be here? Tokyo Revengers was a series where, yes, granted, they are kids fighting each other in these gang wars and shit. But these gang wars mean business, though. People get stabbed. People get killed. People get, like, it's just some crazy ass shit that happens in these gang wars. And people don't, like, they don't really take in. And now the series is just basically, oh yeah, Kid Ron fight, you know. I'm gonna go stop Mikey for whatever reason, cause why the fuck not, bro? Mikey's just acting like a bitch again, so I'm gonna stop him. Like, what? It's just trash, bro. Just terrible. Now, the best way to describe this ending is just what the fuck, cause a whole lot of reveals leading up to this ending are just what the fuck. Everything about this ending is just what the fuck. Literally every single thing about this ending. The reveals? Oh yeah, we got it. A hobo is the person with the time leaping, and he's the one that Shinichiro killed to get the time leap power. A hobo. But it's never explained, oh yeah, so the hobo killed someone too to get the time leap power. It's never explained how the guy got the time leap power in the first place. You just gave us another loop. You didn't actually give us a reason as to why time looping even exists in the first place. Now, I know it's hard to write that into a story where it's not all supernatural and shit, but you gotta at least try. Like, this isn't even trying. This is just trying to end your series. That's what this is. Then that whole Shinichiro backstory was some ass. Okay, it wasn't trash. It had some emotional value, but it was, for the most part, trash narratively. And bro, like, Mikey just acting like an edgy teenager again with these panels. Like, I'm gonna go berserk. Berserk? Bro, you're depressed and sad. Your mental state's going down because the people you love are dying. Like, this is not some sort of power up like Super Saiyan 3 or like, you know, like you're not going into some emo darkness power up. This is just your emotions. Like, and they're being visualized like this. I'm fine with the visuality. The dialogue just gets so cringe though. Like, the dialogue is just cringe. Like, I think some of these panels with Dark Impulse Mikey looks cool, but the dialogue is just trash though. Like, the dialogue is terrible. Dialogue's terrible, man. It's just terrible. It's like literally a shade of what it used to be. Actual productive dialogue that helps us about the story and the plot. Right? Now it's just trying to sound cool, cringe, edgy. Like, it's just trash. That is just terrible. And then the story ends with Takemichi being impaled. Then somehow, like a Disney movie, Mikey's tear falls onto Takemichi's hand, and that basically sends them both back in time. Yup. Peak, man. Literal peak right here. Literal peak fiction. The thing is, I'm not even mad at this ending. This series was trash for a certain, like, 50 chapters before the ending. So why would I give a shit about the ending, right? But the ending is just the icing on top. Like, the cherry on top. It's just like, yep, this series is officially garbage. And it was never good. Like, it was good at a time. It was my favorite at a time. And it's sad to see how it just devolved into a pile of dust, pile of trash, literal garbage. And I've seen Tokyo Revengers fans just literally defending this shit with their lives, and no, bro, this is undefendable. Like, it's trash. Like, it's just garbage, bro. Literal garbage. The ending is garbage. The last arc is garbage. The Three Deities arc, disappointing, but it had hype moments, and the weekly reading experience was nice. So it wasn't garbage, but it was mid. But yeah, man, like, that's Tokyo Revengers for you, bro. That's my experience with this manga. In conclusion, Tokyo Revengers will always be in my heart because of the experience that it gave me while I was reading it and while it was coming out weekly. That experience was just one of the best anime experiences I've ever had. And honestly, like, I love this series a lot, which is exactly why this video is not all sad, guys. In the next videos I will be making, I will fix the entire Tokyo Revengers ending, starting from Kisaki's motivation being garbage, to all the way to the end of the series. I will fix everything that was wrong to my best capabilities. Now listen, there will obviously be headcanons because it's just my theories and my fanfics, but I'm telling you, brace yourselves. This will be peak fiction right here. We won't be doing any Disney bring someone back. So please, guys, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts on this video, and I'll see you guys next time while I'm fixing this trash ending and fixing this story. Goodbye.